This court generally states its hand when confronted with issues relating to policy or physical matters concerning the state. At the same falls outside the ambit of the court's jurisdiction. Initially, with the objective of initiating a discussion about the issues highlighted, we are of the opinion that it might be appropriate to constitute an expert body to prepare a report or white paper which would suggest a way forward. To this end, we ordered on dated 3/8/2022. We sought for suggestions from the parties before us regarding the possible composition of such a body. Additionally, during the course of the last hearing, we had suggested the Union of India that all party meeting can be called to consider this issue. Ultimately, it appears us that the issues raised by the parties require an extensive hearing before any consent orders can be passed. Certain preliminary issues that may be need to be deliberated upon and decided in the present set of petitions as follows. What is the scope of judicial intervention with respect to the relief sought in the present batch of petitions? Whether any enforceable order can be passed by this court in this petition? Whether the appointment of commission expert body by the court would serve any purpose in this matter? Additionally, that should be the scope and composition and powers of the said body. Apart from the above preliminary questions, many of the parties before us also submitted a judgment of this court in Subramania Balaji requires reconsideration. Subramania Balaji, this court was called upon to determine whether the pre-election promises amount to corrupt practices on Section 123 of the Representation of the People's Act. The court in that case held that such promises do not fall within the ambit of corrupt practices as specified under Section 123 of the Representation of the People's Act, and issued direction to the Election Commission of India regarding framing of certain guidelines in the absence of any legislative enactment covering the field. Looking at the complexity of the issues involved and the prayer to overrule the judgment rendered by two-judge bench of this court, Subramania Balaji, we direct listing of the set of the petition before the three-judge bench after obtaining the order from the Honorable Chief Justice. List of the
after 2 weeks, subject to my lord's leisure.
4 weeks.
4 weeks. Grateful to you.
Very grateful, General.
Thank you, Mr. Aswini Kumar, bringing the issues in the forefront.
We will miss you, Lord.
Aswini Kumar, P. ML Sharma. Sharma is not there.
1504. 1504.
Yes. For the aforesaid reasons, we concur with the findings returned in the impugned judgment, which is upheld. The appellant state government is directed to take necessary steps to process the allotment of the subject land in favor of the respondent company within 4 weeks from today. The respondent company shall file a fresh undertaking with the state government within the same timeline as was filed by the High Court for initiating time-bound activities for the benefit of the surrounding villages as compensatory measures for allocation of the subject land. The appeal is dismissed while leaving the parties to bear their own expenses.
One more.
One 1505.
In the opposite circumstances, we do not think it necessary to go into the contentions raised by both sides on the issue of a denial of sanction for prosecution and the legal pleas sought to be raised in relation to the said issue. However, we think it appropriate that the legal questions on the issue of sanction be left open to be considered in appropriate cases. Consequently, this appeal is dismissed, subject to the observations.
Left the question of law.
Legal questions. Legal questions.
Was extended in the batch pattern. I'll also mention that date, and that is only the first matter. So other interim protection, other cases are not extended. Just date has to be removed. Small correction is there.
Date, what date?
The Lords have extended the interim protection in the batch matter.
Four All right, we'll expedite the hearing 2014, maybe sometime in November.
Five.
Item 5, my lords, your lordships had at page 11.
All right, expedite.
Lord's, AI says.
Learned attorney general.
It's allowed. Your lordship's biological family is sitting, my lord, on this side, but your lordship being a karta.
I was at the receiving end from time to time. I never found that these vacancies were not being filled up and had to communicate your lordship's hire as it were to the government. And it succeeded.
Your Lordships have been extremely nice to the bar. So in that sense, it will be a great loss to all of us. We have actually been benefited by Your Lordship's tenure in so many ways. Not only have Your Lordships taken care of us as part of the same family, treated us like your own family members, Your Lordship have also ensured that the prestige of this institution is also maintained, and a clear signal has been given that this court means business. This court will uphold the Constitution. This court will ensure that the constitutional rights of the people are never compromised. Lord, I join the learned Attorney General. He would be about, I think, 27, Your Lordship senior, and still working. So it's really sad that we lose our judges at this age, Lord, because when Your Lordships are really at your prime, and I'm sure easily at least another 5-7 years of good productive work which Your Lordships at this prime, which Your Lordships have the experience that Your Lordships have gained, the country will be missing. But I guess that is destiny, Your Lordships. We will all have to reconcile to that. And we all, Lord, from the bar, we wish
done by this was amazing to see. And the checks and balance which is required to be kept between judiciary, executive, and the parliament. You did it. And you did it with a smile. You did it with utmost courtesy. to the institution, to the lawyers, to everybody who stood up, even parties in person who appeared before you. So I must say, personally speaking, and I speak on behalf of millions and millions of citizens, that your lordships really bless this country with amazing constitutional morality, amazing constitutional ethos, and it will always be remembered for a long time. It's been a privilege for me personally appearing before you, and I really can't hold my emotions because I genuinely felt when I wrote that article in Indian Express the day you took over, that everything was lost. I may be very pessimistic, but I was actually meaning what had happened. And I must say with great sense of satisfaction that your lordships are leaving this court in great hands of Justices Lalit and many judges who are going to follow. And I have no doubt that the kind of
not just in India, but globally, abroad. And he has actually brought, I think, a large audience to understand that the Indian judiciary is a very strong judiciary, despite having the kind of challenges that it has. It is an extremely strong judiciary, and the trend is certainly going to be following. I welcome Justice Lalit also as our Chief Justice. Very grateful.
On behalf of the Women Lawyers Association, my lords, I thank your lordship for being an excellent human being, my lords, and also taking into account the needs of the women lawyers. In fact, I'm really grateful to your lordship for opening and elevating Justice Nidhi Gupta, my lords. She was part of this bar and this court, and it's a first step, my lords. And I request Lordship Justice Lalit to take over and ensure there's gender parity, my lords, on the bench, at least in tribunals and courts across the country. And I wish you a very happy birthday in advance and retirement with a full life of peace, good health and happiness. And I welcome Justice Lordship Lalit. And I thank Justice Hima Kohli, who's been an inspiration to all women lawyers.
Thank you.
Yeah, your lordship. But without repeating anything what my learned colleagues have talked, my lord, we will be failing in our duty. We will not thank your lordship, my lord, for uplifting and strengthening, my lord, another facet of judicial justice delivery system, my lord. That is the ADR system, my lord. Your lordships have, my lord, globally enhanced, my lord, the India's image in ADR justice delivery system, my lord, especially, my lord, mediation and arbitration. Your lordships, my lord, showing the opening of another international center in Hyderabad is, my lord, another way forward. And I believe, my lord Justice Lalit and the successor Chief Justice will, my lord, strengthen the system, and we will have international centers all over India, my lord, in almost all high courts. We are grateful, my lord, for your lordships, my lord, strengthening and my lord, the faith of the people of this country in my lord, the judicial system. We are, my lord, in fact grateful, my lord, your lordships have, my lord, enhanced the, my lord, rapport of the judiciary amongst, my lord, the word bank. We are grateful to you, lordship.
Thank you.
Lordship, I'd like to say something on
My
behalf
lord.
of the lady members of the bar and entire bar as a former secretary of the Supreme Court Bar Association. I thank you from the entire bar association, all the members. They have been talking in the corridors that how sad they are that you're leaving us today. And you have brought the three important brains, the lady brains in the Supreme Court, and they are wonderful. And I hope Justice Lalit also continues this, and we welcome you, sir, because you are one of us, and we are very happy that you are taking over. So we thank you, sir, for everything.
My Lord, the Chief Justice, my Lord, I have known you for over 35 years. Altitudes in life have not brought about any attitudinal changes in you. My Lord, you will go a long way. Being that shelters the overnight traveler is not the journey's end. Your journey will continue. God bless you.
My Lord, on behalf of Advocate on Card Association, my Lord, I share the same feeling, my Lord, and I wish, my Lord, happy, healthy, and peaceful retirement life, my Lord.
I just wish to thank you, sir. As a secretary of the bar, you were always available for us. For one call, you would call the whole issue or us for any problems. You gave us a lot, a chamber issue, a auditorium, everything. And for the judicial appointments, also you have done around 250. And for the first time, 9 judges are appointed in your tenure. You would be remembered for it, sir. Wish you a very happy healthy life, sir.
My Lord, only one thing. As a former officer of the Bar Association, my Lord, we are extremely grateful to your Lordship.